Hello guys, welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, and this morning we need to take a look on what Ncube and Biti, together with their faction, could have done better if they had any grievances against the president, Nelson Chamisa. We've seen that a lot of people are saying Nelson Chamisa had become a dictator, he was doing things on his own, disregarding his comrades. But we need to take a look if these people were genuine about the people of Zimbabwe, about the grievances of the people of Zimbabwe. Let us take a look on what they could have done better. Do you know that it was going to be very difficult for President Nelson Chamisa to win the election, then declare other people vice presidents respectively, leaving Ncube and Biti out of the picture? That is the reason why President Nelson Chamisa didn't fire Ncube and Biti in the first place. He thought that they were going to repent. He thought one day they were going to understand how politics work and work for the good for the people of Zimbabwe. That is what was in the mind of President Nelson Chamisa. But they went on to sell, because their ambition is not to be in the presidium or in the executive of the nation, but kuti varambe vachingodya mari vachirova bhegi vari kunze. Also, they vowed not to be never not to be led by Nelson Chamisa as the president. That is the reason why they continued scheming against him. But he kept them close, and he was quiet about it because he didn't want to embarrass them. He didn't want to make the people see them in another way. He tried to protect them at all costs. What was they supposed to, what the people of Zimbabwe for? Let us talk about this issue, and we are going to be guided by something very important right here. Let me place it right onto the screen for proper understanding. Do you know that these people passed the elections? CCC had gotten around 103 MPs or 104 MPs out of the total MPs. ZANU PF had no two-thirds majority. It was difficult for ZANU PF to make critical decisions without the CCC element. Tendai Biti, Ncube, and others could have said, okay, we have our internal disagreements with Nelson Chamisa. There are things we believe are not being done correctly. We are not going to punish the people. We are going to face Nelson Chamisa one-on-one. They could have taken Nelson Chamisa to court, or they could have moved a motion of no confidence. Face Nelson Chamisa, clarify issues, correct issues on their own, very rega, even without the people of Zimbabwe knowing about it. Or they could have taken him to court to say, okay, you are not doing things according to the constitution or according to our agreement. They could have dealt with Nelson Chamisa without touching the MPs, without touching the senators, without touching the councillors. The moment they came and said, we are correcting what Nelson Chamisa failed to do, and they filled in double candidates, and they denied about the double candidates. Then they sent Shavangu. They were quiet about it. Now Shavangu is part of the senatorial people. Who is Shavangu? What can he offer to the Senate? Is he better than anyone else who is in Senate? That is insane. That shows you that these guys were never about the people. They were about themselves. They were about self-aggrandizement and self-enrichment. You cannot give ZANU PF two-thirds majority in parliament on a silver platter, just like that. Just imagine Bishop Masai died because of these issues. They even didn't give CCC recalled MPs the ability to prove themselves if they were loved by the people. They could have said, okay, guys, takubvisai pachigaro because you were wrongly elected. But they were supposed to give them an opportunity to fight in the ballot. They didn't do that. They removed them from the ballot. They did all they could to stop them. Why? It's because it was never about the people. It was never about correcting anything which was done wrong. It was about their own shenanigans, their own selfish interest, their own tummies. That is the fact. So for those who are defending Tendai Biti and Washman Ncube saying Nelson Chamisa was doing things wrongly, no, you are wrong. The reason why Nelson Chamisa didn't fire Washman Ncube, Tendai Biti and others, despite overwhelming evidence, he wanted them to repent. He thought that these people would repent and would see that we need to build this country. He could have offered them positions if he would have gotten into power. But that was going to be disastrous as well, because these people, they actually hate him. Vanhu vaiva vakatopika kuti ndinopika namai vangu pamwe vakafa kana kuti vapenyu uyo hafi akatonga. That is the kind of people we are dealing with right here. These are people who will say, over my dead body. And you believe kuti vanhu ivavavo they will be changed. No, they can't. So if you take a look on what is happening at this moment in time, Team Zimbabwe, mayors were fired, were removed. A lot of things happened simply because of hatred. Simply because Nelson Chamisa wanted to do things differently. Simply because Nelson Chamisa said, let us move away from toxic politics where we put people in positions without an idea of what needs to be done. New people, new faces were given an opportunity to showcase themselves. They were removed, all of them. Take a look on the mayors Nelson Chamisa had put in place. They were all removed. Why? It's because of hatred. It's because these people never loved Zimbabwe. 2005, they splitted. At a moment where Zimbabwe needed leadership, they splitted with Morgan Tsvangirai. In 2013, they sold out the elections and they splitted in 2014. In 2018, they initiated double candidates together, Nana Monzora. And right now, they've done it again and again and again. Why? It's because they take Zimbabweans for granted. They take Zimbabweans for fools. They never cared about Zimbabwe. So I have highlighted to you, Kuti, if these people were genuine, if they were genuine, they would have taken Nelson Chamisa to court personally as an individual. That way, the Zimbabweans would have said, okay, maybe your grievances were genuine. But they sold out the election. Not only that, they didn't even campaign during the election, but they have come to claim ownership of CCC, take its assets, take its money, take its MPs and everything. It's because that is what they do best. Pese pavangoona zvinhu zvaungana, vanouya vokwachura votora, voenda. Zvinhu pazvaungana, vanokwachura votora, voenda. That is their culture. I pray that one day the people of Zimbabwe will start to see and view Tendai Biti and Washman Ncube as they are. They are traitors, these people. They will never work for the good of the people of Zimbabwe. Let us be careful. Let us continue supporting Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Whatever which is going to happen, let us support him wholeheartedly and make sure that he gets into power.